The Joe Rogan Experience.
So when you decide to move, are you taking anybody with you? You go solo?
I'm going to start off going solo. I would like to get, my brother to come visit. I'd like to get my mom to come out.
Really, it's awesome out there.
Yeah, and just cheap and just kind of simple living. My mom, I don't think she's ever left the country, so I think it'd be really cool for her to go out there. But at the moment, I'm just really like, this place is great for my career right now, great for my training. So I just want to get there ASAP and get back to work.
Sorry, how do you account for jet lag? Like, do you just do you give yourself enough time to adjust to the time difference?
You know what? The whole time I was there, my sleep schedule was off. I never adjusted. So I was going to bed maybe 2:30 a.m. every morning, and then get up, run at 5, and then
get tired later.
It's
weird, right?
The schedule was all off, and then when I came back, it took me like a week or two to adjust. So
I was disappointed how stupid my body was.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dummy, go to bed now. I'm telling you, just go to bed now. I didn't know my body had such a rigid schedule. When you jack that thing sideways and you're on the other side of the planet, your body just really doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Seriously. And then for me, being stuck in that plane for so long, man, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, you're too big for them little seats, too.
Yeah,
so
man.
When you do that, if you have a fight in Vegas, and you're going to go from Thailand to Vegas, do you show up 2 weeks early?
Yeah. Well, this is my first time flying back to the States after being in Thailand, and I flew a week early. No, I flew 2 weeks early. 1 week I stayed in Vegas, and then fight week stayed in Atlanta. And I think that was perfect timing.
Oh, that's good. So, you get a little difference in time between those two.
Weather, too, man. It's so hot. Like, we train outside, and it's humid and hot. So, between every round, it feels like, like the third round of a fight. If we're going into the championship rounds, I've never been there, but I'd imagine that it'd feel very shitty. And that's how it feels every round in Thailand. It's just like you're covered in sweat, just hot, thick. Yeah, that was probably like my 5th round or something like that. And I was dead by this point. Shout out to the editor for making me not look as tired as I was.
Yeah, so what we're looking at, folks, for the people who are just listening, is a bunch of videos of you training, strength and conditioning, pommeling up against the wall. So you're getting everything down there.
Yeah, and that's Joseph Henley right there. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. I forgot what season they called him, Leonidas. He's a black belt out there, and he helped me out a lot, man. You run into so many different people, and he's like, I'm a black belt. Any type of grappling you want, any positions you want to work, like we'll go over it, we'll create a system, whatever. And so he was really big help in this preparation for this fight. Yeah,
a bunch of free spirits living there, right?
Oh, so many, but everybody's down there with a goal.
Yeah.
Like they want to get in shape, they want to get healthy, or spiritual path, whatever it may be. Yeah,
there's something romantic about the expat living in Thailand, having a good time. Something romantic about that. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that whole culture, man. I mean, the Thai and Muay Thai culture, what a phenomenon. If you look at combat sports, I mean, this one that it's so tied into these stadiums. It's so tied into gambling and betting. Kids get indoctrinated into it at a very young age.
Super young. There's guys at the gym that I was at. Little kids, they'd come right after school and they go to Muay Thai training, and they're training just like the older guys, and then they go right back to home, eat dinner. But that's just their lifestyle. So it starts as a kid. It's like go to school, Muay Thai, go sleep, and then as an adult, it's like Muay Thai, feed your family, Muay Thai, feed your family. These guys live at the gym, man.
Jesus.
They live at the gym, and they go home maybe 2 days after a fight just to take care of their families, and then come right back to the gym and get ready for the next fight.
Now, of course, at Tiger Muay Thai, you guys, everybody knows various people in different organizations, UFC, Bellator, what have you, ONE FC. But what about those guys that are fighting in those little small Thai gyms and stadiums? Like, how much access do they have to grappling, or how do they ever are they satisfied to just do Muay Thai, or is there at all like a movement in Thailand to start doing MMA?
Especially at Tiger, a lot of those guys are coming over to the MMA and learning jiu-jitsu and wrestling. One of the guys I was learning to clinch from, he was like he's got probably 300 fights. 300 Muay Thai fights, and he started training MMA and taking MMA fights. So it's they're definitely opening their mind to it and hopping in there. And there's access. In Bangkok, it's a little different because that's very like stadium based, like high level Muay Thai, and they're not too focused on MMA. There are a couple MMA gyms, but if you want to do that, if you want to get the best of both worlds, it's in Phuket, a Tiger. Yeah.
So, is there any MMA at all in Bangkok?
They got a couple places, but nothing with like pro fighters or any high level fighters. But they do have maybe 3 or 4 MMA gyms there, with just guys stopping in or guys who practice, a little bit of everything. I'm
always really interested in countries that figure something out better than everybody else.
Yeah.
When it comes to leg kicking, like nobody figured it out any better than the Thais. It's like no one argues that, right?
No, seriously. And their shins, man. Like, I think that's done for. They don't even feel the front of their legs anymore because they can kick anything, and they're getting kicks checked. There's guys that, Joe, they'll fight one night at the stadium, go 5 rounds, and then sleep, and maybe the next day go fight like another small event or a smaller event.
Christ.
Sometime even in the same night. And it's like, man, aren't you, like, your shins don't hurt, your elbows don't hurt, nothing. And these guys, they're just like, they're bulletproof. They're used to this, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
And first time in my life, I go into a locker room, and the red and blue corner is both in the same room, probably as big as this studio. And they're all getting their hands wrapped together, getting massaged out together, everything. No weird energy in the room, like, in the UFC, like, they separate us, we have to kind of be separate, whatever purposes, but like in Thailand, they're just like hanging out, same room, talking, whatever, and then they just go fight right after. It's so weird, like the peace, it's so weird, man. It was the first time I experienced that, and I was like, maybe I can start lightening up a little bit, like, it's only a fight. And that's kind of something I had to tell myself for this one. I had to like really fall back and rely on my training, because I was really nervous. I was nervous to start to try the new stuff that I learned out. I never threw mini leg kicks in any of my fights. I never really did that stance. Everything that I did was pretty much brand new. And I was really nervous. I was like, what if it doesn't work? Like so many different feelings. And for this one, the only thing I can tell myself was like, rely on your training.